Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum, where we talk about market movements, making money, and money momentum. I'm your host, Trevor, and we are here for yet another daily talk of stock. And today it is Tuesday, June 10th, and the bullish rally continues. We can see here on the heat map and overall green day, we had once again 57% in the gaining category. Funny enough, I think yesterday was 57% as well. But back-to-back bullish days in the markets, and the talks between the United States and China continue. And just like this article reads right here, little has changed. In wait for the clues on the trade talks. So the talks are going between the United States government officials, Scott Bessent, and the Chinese officials out in London. And Trump has reported that things are going well, but we still don't have any actually confirmed clues or any confirmed numbers of exactly what's going on. So the rest of the world is still awaiting to hear what the final word with that decision is going to be. But overall, the markets are looking bullish. And with that being said, we're going to talk about multiple different plays that we see having a lot of potential. So we're going to start out with that big guy back there. That's right, Mr. Big Bear. We're then going to hop into another AI defense stock, Castellum, which had a big day today, up again. And then we're going to hop into a favorite on this channel, DJT, and we're going to finish with Elon Musk and Tesla. So before we get into it, of course, though, I want to say, as always, not financial advice, and I always recommend doing your own due diligence before making any financial decisions. With that being said, we're going to hop first into BigBearAI. And Big Bear was recently on this upwards bullish trend. We were talking about this for some time, how we were on this rising level of support, which also gave us this rising level of resistance here. So for a while in Big Bear, we were seeing higher highs and higher lows, but Big Bear has broken out of that trend a bit and has started to consolidate and go to the side. So Big Bear right now, not really looking bullish, not really looking bearish, but just consolidating. But that is all right with me, because when we look at the other indicators of the relative strength index and then also the MACD, I think it's good to have a little bit of consolidation instead of having a big drop off or a big rip up and becoming too overvalued too quick. So with being an investor, we need to remember to have patience at times, because many times in the stock market, right before a play explodes, it will consolidate for a while, just like the next play that we're going to talk about, Castellum. But overall, Big Bear has been trading sideways. And so right now, the main levels that we are at in Big Bear, currently the stock is at 375, which sits at a major support slash resistance. If we want to continue to see upwards momentum in Big Bear, the next level of resistances would be around $4, $4.25, $4.50. If Big Bear does continue to drop a little bit, we will then see 350 and then 325 being the next major levels of support in the Big Bear. But what is positive is Big Bear recently has gone through a lot when it comes to the lawsuits against the Big Bear, but finally the lawsuits are ending today. So the deadline for if you want to sue Big Bear is today. And just when we type in BigBearAI stock, this is nice to see. We're finally seeing better articles in Big Bear. So we're starting to see different articles instead of the same old shareholder alert, contact us if you want to sue Big Bear. So a positive there, at least, that we are moving from that big campaign of lawsuits from all those lawyers. And when we just look at Big Bear as well, the short interest, so we were just talking about this in yesterday's video, the short interest was at 21%, signaling that a lot of bears are going against the Big Bear. The short interest has jumped up today, so gained an extra 2%. 23% of the flow is being shorted, and this is a significant short interest, because just like we talked about last month with one of our favorite plays, D-Wave Quantum, it had a similar short interest, and then when big news and big catalysts came out, it skyrocketed the stock up, and then there had to be a lot of short covering, increasing the price even more. And with Big Bear, there is a lot of anticipation and hype from investors. So online, if you look up Big Bear, and if you're just around these communities, you will see that there are a lot of investors that are very bullish on the Big Bear. And we could see that when we look at the volume chart. So here on the right, we could see that in the recent weeks, we have started to see more volume within the Big Bear. So this play has a lot of attention, and rightfully so, because this has gained a lot of value in just the last year with the government contracts that they have picked up. Also, recently, they paid off a big portion of debt, and they are still a small market cap company at just 1.14 billion on the market cap. So a lot of room for opportunity for the Big Bear to continue to jump up. And so with that being said, we're going to hop into the next stock that is pretty similar to Big Bear in the sense that they do provide AI technology and then also work with the government and defense. And so Castellum, we could see here on the chart, this is actually the chart of the price. We could see that we have had a big jump up recently. When we look at the last 3 months here, we could see that there was a lot of consolidation in CTM. I'll actually go to the candlestick chart here to show a better chart. But with Castellum, we could see that we were in this sideways trend for a while. So this was a lot of the year in Castellum, but we have recently seen that big pop. So again, with Big Bear investors, don't be too concerned about the sideways action that we have been seeing, because Castellum recently came out with some big news, and that is that they had paid off a lot of their debt. So they had about $12 million worth of debt, and they have paid $7 million of that off. They had some convertible notes, and they did get those paid off. So a positive with Castellum. And if you don't know about Castellum, I originally talked about it in February, and that was because they did get a $100 million contract with the government. So a big move there from Castellum. And then when we just look at Castellum on market value, we could see that Castellum has a market cap of just 100 million. So still a lot of room for opportunity for Castellum investors to get in early, because this company has paid off a lot of their debt. And then again, with some of the contracts that they have earned, some big moves in Castellum. And so now with that being said, the next stock that we're going to talk about here is a favorite on this channel, Mr. Trump's stock, the president's stock, DJT Trump Media and Technology Group. And as I have been saying on this channel for the entirety of the time that I have covered this stock since September, that there is a major level of support here around $21 to $27. So over the last year, we have seen that this stock has been high flying, has been at numbers that were a lot higher, but each time it did retract back down to where these levels are at currently. And so just like Big Bear and just like Castellum, well, Castellum breaking out of it recently, but just like Big Bear and just like Castellum was in, we are in a sideways trading channel in DJT, and we are slightly below that level of support, while the relative strength index and the MACD do show that we are a bit oversold. So DJT looking a bit oversold when it comes to the technicals. And then when we just look at what this company is doing, recently Trump Media did announce that they are going to do a big $2.5 billion investment into Bitcoin. So having a treasury in TMTG, and this is massive. Trump has done a lot when it comes to cryptocurrency. We know earlier in the year, he talked about having a treasury within the White House, and now we can see the same within Trump Media and Technology Group. And also, I did want to talk about this. This was yesterday's news, and this is off of the stock, but just in general with the president. And that was that yesterday they were talking about this at the White House with their big investment group, and that is the Trump accounts for babies being born between 2025 and 2029. So this will be within the big, beautiful bill if this gets passed. And I think this is wonderful, because what this will do is the government will put $1,000 into the market for your baby. So a free $1,000. And this is just a beautiful idea, because this gives anybody born within this time period a little bit of a head start with the world. It will give every baby some money from the very start, and through time the compounding effect will happen, and these accounts will grow to be something great, meaning that these babies babies will have money for the future when they graduate, whether that's to go to college, whether that's just to spend the money, or whether it's to build a business. Hopefully they use it to do something great, but regardless, just to have that money is a massive opportunity, because coming out of high school, being a young person going into the world, we know how much of a struggle it can be. So just having that in the background is massive, and it just shows that Trump really is looking to invest into Americans. And so with that being said, there was talk about that on Truth Social. There is also talk about what's happening in LA, but what I want to focus on is the big beautiful bill here. So we have here the Trump effect, higher pay for American workers, and then also in the big beautiful bill, it will end taxpayer funded healthcare for illegals, the largest tax cut in history for working and middle class Americans. So a lot behind this big beautiful bill. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt with some, and then a lot of optimism with others. And we do know that recently there was a big blow up between Elon Musk and Trump, but what is positive is, despite having that blow up a lot about the big beautiful bill, they are back on the same track. So just the other night, Elon Musk was tweeting or posting on X a lot with support for Donald Trump, especially all around these LA riots. So there was that, and then there was also posts just about SpaceX and everything, but it does appear that Elon Musk and Trump are getting on better terms. And with that being said, I do want to talk about Tesla because of the big blow up that Trump and Elon Musk recently had. There was a big sell off in Tesla. So let's go take a look at Tesla here, because we have started to see a rebound. So with Tesla, we did see this massive drop off when the fight between them started just last week, and now we could see that a recovery has started in Tesla. And so there is some anticipation about this right here, and that is the Tesla robo-taxi event that is going on. This is where there's going to be self-driving cars in Austin, Texas. We could see through this video that these self-driving cars are being tested out, and we could see literally no driver in this. Tesla isn't the first to do this. Google has actually been doing this with Waymo. If you've never seen a self-driving car, check out my inauguration vlog, because I actually took one of these self-driving cars on the way to the airport. And let me tell you, anyone who does have fear, uncertainty, and doubt about these AI robots or about these self-driving cars, understandably so, but let me tell you, when it comes to the ones and the zeros, when it comes to AI and technology, it is pretty damn near perfect. So when I was in a Waymo, I was very impressed, and I am very excited to see what is going to go on with these Teslas. And so a lot of anticipation for this coming up, and many times with big events, it is already priced in to the stock. So some may be investing for a big pop up in the stock, which may come, but it also may be priced in. So don't be surprised if the big event does come and go. But with Tesla, we are really investing into the future, because everything that Tesla has to offer. So they already have their EVs, they now have their self-driving cars coming out, and then also there's talk about their robots in the future. So a lot of intrinsic value behind Tesla. And let me tell you, Tesla is one of those stocks where it is hard to bet against Elon Musk. The entire time of this run up, all the way into the early 2020s, there was a lot of shorts against Tesla, and they got eaten up time after time. So just in all the years of investing in the 2010s, it's funny how much shorting there was against Tesla, and how time after time they just got burnt. There was actually a funny meme years back about a Bitcoin and a Tesla investor and the insane gains that they have made. So with Tesla, the way I am playing this, I have a small position in Tesla right now, but I actually have it in TSLL. This is a double leveraged index of Tesla. So every percent that Tesla goes up, this goes up 2%. And I bought the dip on Friday with some short-term options contracts as well as some long-term shares. But I do want to show my position here in these options contracts, because time after time I talk about how beautiful and amazing options contracts are and the insane return on investment that they bring. So here's the options contract that I bought for TSLL when there was the conflict conflict on, I think it was Friday between Trump and Elon, either Thursday or Friday, but that's when I bought this option contract. We could actually see here that I bought this contract last Thursday. So in less than a week, this has returned 190% on my entire investment. That is an incredible return on investment, especially in less than a week's time. So we could see that today it went up by 66%. So just massive potential with options contracts. And typically I do buy options contracts that are set to expire further into the future, but I did see this opportunity with the blow up between Trump and Elon. I thought there would be a good opportunity to catch some momentum in the short term, and that's exactly what I did here. And so my strategy with these options contracts, I've talked about it many times on this channel. I look to buy these while they are cheap. So right now this options contract is at I did buy it at 96 cents. Now it is at 278. So with these options contracts, if you buy them when they are cheaper than $1, you could really make some incredible return. If you don't know about options contracts or you want to learn more, I'm going to put it here at the end of the video along with my inauguration vlog. So I definitely suggest checking out that inauguration vlog if you want to see the self-driving cars. And then if you want to learn more about options contracts, check the video that's going to be on this side of me. But with that being said, I just want to say I am super bullish about all these stocks and the stock market in general. I think it is super exciting, again, what the president is looking to do with those Trump accounts. And I think that is just one of the most amazing things that the government can ever do, helping to give a young person a head start. And again, with compounding those accounts just starting at 1,000, especially if money continues to be added to it by the parents, they could compound to be worth a lot by the time that baby does graduate and becomes an adult in the real world. So with that being said, super bullish on all these stocks with the with BigBearAI and the consolidation, and with DJT. That is fine with me. I have patience, and to be honest with you, when it is consolidating, I just look away and I look at these other great plays and opportunities because there is so much in the market. But I do hold long and strong with those plays. So bullish on the Big Bear, bullish on Castellum, bullish on DJT, and bullish on Tesla, especially TSLA, the double leveraged Tesla. But I would be curious to hear what everyone else has to say in the comment section below. So please drop a comment, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you all so much for being here for yet another daily talk of stock, and I'll see you in the next video.